Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 433rd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Kremen, and I will be host once again in this weekly series of continuous workshops for many years now. And once again, we have the honor of being joined with members and support members of the Universal Council, who will be presenting today's program, which I will get ready at this moment, and we can begin.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Stefania. I'm the representative of the Italian language for the Universal Council. Hi, Rick. I'm going to do the introduction of this workshop. So I'm very happy to introduce the workshop today. It's going to be another intense workshop because there are so many important things that Mr. Keshe has talked in the last public teaching workshop, the 644. So we're going to talk about lots of stuff, important stuff as well. So just put your seatbelt because we're gonna definitely we're gonna fly this workshop. So I'm not gonna talk any further because we really have a lot to speak. So, and I don't want you to stay here 3 hours, but it's gonna be really, really good workshop. Okay, so we can go to the first slide. Okay, this is the World Peace Treaty. I don't know who should cover this one. I don't know if it's Marco or...
We all need to cover it.
The peace treaty, the peace treaty actually is a very important one because, it was really funny because today in Italy, it's an important day for the Republic. It's really a good day for, how can you say that? It's a very important day in Italy, and we celebrate the Republic. We celebrating all the value of justice, and and it's really funny because they make a big show, and in this big show there was like they show the soldier, so the army, they show show the nurses, the Red Cross, and they're saying to guarantee peace, we're gonna show all the weapons, and I was thinking, this is so ironic, in name of peace they're making wars. I just so contradictory, the world of today, where you have to kill to make peace or make war to make peace. it's just really, when will be just simple to sign the peace treaty and just get rid of all the army, not the army, but the soldier, like Mr. Keshe said many times, and I think it's really right. The army is just to serve civilians, the citizen, in case of earthquake, in case of any problem in the nation, and they should just get rid of really every. I don't know how much money goes to wars. It just madness. So I really hope that one day all the countries, all the leaders sign the peace treaty. And I would like to add one more thing, because in this workshop, we're gonna explain more and more what Mr. Keshe said last Thursday, how something I found very interesting, how all the men, or how us as individual can make a change in the bigger picture. In how can we make a change in the planet? I think the workshop last week really empower us and empower the people, empower what we can do to be able to bring peace and to be able to make the change. I don't know if you, Mark, want to add something about the peace treaty or anyone else?
Yeah, you say they're going for the peace. Maybe the Holy Father is not spelling peace the correct way. We spell it, the one we're seeking is P-E-A-C-E, but as we heard in the last workshop, a peace may be different to Rome, let's say, P-I-E-C-E.
They all want a piece.
Yeah, well, not a pizza, but a piece.
A piece.
Yes.
They all want a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of something.
Yes.
But anyway, yes, we've learned quite a bit. And of course, I think we can operate to becoming more peaceful. This is the whole idea, that we can exist in an environment and be peaceful. We don't have to kill and destroy. And of course, it's about finding peace within your universe, within your structure, within your little tiny cell, if you would think of yourself as part of a bigger picture. So you find peace within yourself first. And of course, the best way is the ethos of Mitra, because we need to find peace in our thinking. We need to find peace in our speaking and find peace in our actions. So again, this is a simple world peace treaty, but as most of the things we find around the Keshe Foundation, there's much more to it than what we see on the surface. But if you'd like to move in that direction, you can sign a physical treaty, or you can sign it with the pen of your soul that you wish to become more peaceful or to operate the way the Creator does. That doesn't have to kill or destroy any of the creation to exist. And this is the path we're all on. And of course, we have systems and games and other things to support this whole idea of changing of the fields and so on. So this is our wish to bring the peace, whether it comes through systems, a combination of things and so on. We're wishing collectively for the world peace and, of course, peace across the universe as well.
Yeah, because if you think, again, regarding the last workshop of Mr. Keshe, but if you think that, like Mr. Keshe said, that we all, now we know that we all have a soul inside us. And last workshop, Mr. Keshe said that, all the combination of our soul make the physical soul of Earth. So you can see that just even from this simple peace treaty, if we signed a peace treaty, what does it mean? Means that we commit our soul to peace. So sorry, no, I don't know. Maybe my pronunciation is wrong, but if we commit our soul to peace, then we all means the soul of physicality of the Earth become peaceful. So and then so on, because as we're gonna hear on the workshop of last week, all the soul of all the souls of the planets, then they will gonna make the soul of physicality of the solar system and so on. So we can see that just from get responsibility of our conduct. So find peace inside us, sign the peace treaty, committed to peace. Slowly, we're reaching, we're feeding a bigger system, then going to influence the whole Earth, the whole solar system, the whole galaxy, universe, and so on. So definitely the peace treaty, it's a way to start. And it's something we can do. You don't need the money to sign the peace treaty. You don't need anything. You just need to, like you said, to commit your soul. And so it's something really simple that can make such a big difference.
And maybe we'll,
Mhm,
no,
go
I was
ahead.
going to say, Stefania, maybe we'll even have a diet, an actual physical diet for peace as we see the new Gans harvest come in, or perhaps you can be put on a diet of peaceful fields in a way. I think this is one of the end goals. So, as he said, see how it affects your emotion, this new Gans harvest, or the feeding through the cosmic rays, how it affects your wellness, your balance, and so on. So, perhaps we'll have a sort of a diet in a way for a peaceful transition.
Hello, it's Mehran's Farsi language. I think we want it or not, probably we want it, most of us on Earth. The peace is coming. You remember Mr. Keshe said, when the time of planet, the time of the sun, the time of galaxy, they are ready at the same time. Probably the soul of the planet, then the peace would come. So I think that time is really coming, and we want it or not. And I think we are so much in the past prejudges, judgments about peace. It's just the idealistic goal. It would never happen. Look at people, etc., etc. I think we have to bypass all that, and we just have to let ourselves free of all these and just find our peace interior, not to deal with things which are not in peace around us, in the YouTubes and things which are not good for our soul, and just get close to those instances of pleasure, of peace, beautiful music, candle, the breath of the night, any small enjoyments. And then we start to feel, yeah, I can have peace around me. I don't have to be all the time in looking for the news about what to what, and I don't know who has what intention to feed me this news. So we have to have more trust in our inner intelligence, and have pity for ourselves, that not to be victim of all these things which people do to make money, to make pleasure for themselves. And their pleasure is not a healthy pleasure. Their pleasure is greed, having more, killing more. I mean, utterly pleasures which are not sane. So I think the best thing is we take care of ourselves. We get close to the green places. In the street, I go to the part of the street when I walk, when there is green, and I look at them and I enjoy sometimes their beauty. I tell them how they are beautiful. So I think we have to cultivate this love of peace in ourselves, because peace is coming. We see, I see the comments of YouTube's, everything which is about peace. People enjoy it. They like it, etc. And then we have to work on us. Like somebody who has been eating bad food all the time, not very good for cleaning the body and health and things like that. And now we have to clean it out, clean it. We have to clean our minds with whatever means we find. There are a lot of means around us. We just have to invest on those things because they are really investments. The true investment is to invest about bettering ourselves, bettering our mind, cleaning our mind, whatever it costs. And to invest about it, to spend money for it, to spend time for it. And just go to the deepest desires we have. If you liked to write, just put the time. I think I myself, I feel the peace in these days, especially around the full moon. Moon. Lune is in French. Their meditation. And this month it was so strong, this energy. And I wanted to start writing, which I love, but I just couldn't do it. And I cried that I was blocked. So I cried. I mean, you have to start with crying, that it gets out. Sometimes we have to go by because we have to be ready for another future. It's not just a goal for my husband. Say, oh, maybe in a few hundreds of years, what you say come true. I always says that. I say, no, we are in it. Look at the things happen in the world. So I really feel we are in it. And we really have to save ourselves in this moment. I tell you, if we don't do that, all of a sudden we see everybody else is ready and we just stay in that old world. We have to be ready for the new world of peace. We see Chinese, Russians, they are getting together. I saw just now a music of three or four countries who talk Farsi, and they make a music all together of this beautiful language of Farsi, love. Our poets and our things are common, and they want us to be joining together. You know, these boundaries are going away. We want it or not. And humanity finding themselves, no matter what country, humanities. I think, as Mr. Cash said, the soul of the earth or countries is going to handle the things. The soul of the countries is going to handle the things. So we just have to be careful about ourselves. Not, I used to say, I have problem. I used to say, I'm individualist. If I do that or this or no, it's just we have to save our soul. And when we shine, others will get to shine. That's the only way. We shine and the others get to shine. I still have a long way to go, depending each one what the goal is. And so just to remind us that the time has changed. One nation, one planet is not really a long distance goal. And we should try to get used to it and develop our mind and get close to truly ourselves individually, and then others will enjoy that too. Thank you.
Yes, many times the Brazilian meeting concludes with the idea about Mr. Keshe saying, you hear that foghorn or whatever. And then he says, never has a knowledge been so dispersed so beautifully, so balanced anywhere across the universe. And then saying about how we've already become one planet, and we've already become one nation, and we've already become one race. Maybe they're seeing the future of what's promised without looking at the physicality. I don't know, but we're already there. Some finishing touches have to be put on it, but we've become one nation, and we've become one planet, and we've become one race.
There is the one more thing I would like to add. That is the peace. We have this, China and Russia coming together and erasing the border and that kind of thing. That's, one movement and towards the peace. The other movement is happening in the effort the Keshe Foundation is putting in correcting the pollution that the plants and what we call other life forms, fishes and chickens, have gone through. So we are going through this correction phase where the feeding of all kinds of strange foods and antibiotics and so forth for the animals, and fertilizers and pesticides for the plants have tormented their world. In turn, which has tormented our world too, but we are taking steps to make things peaceful for these life forms. And that's, once again, another step towards peace. It appears almost invisible, but is it? It's a big step. It's a massive step actually. And it's not just peace for us human beings, but we, through our actions, have tormented other beings on this planet. And it's time we make the change so that they too become peaceful. And along with them, we will become peaceful, or we are all in it together. Thank you.
I think it's interesting that the war situation has made it so that there's a shortage of fertilizers. And because there's a shortage of fertilizers around the world, the farmers are starting to improvise to find alternate ways of fertilizing the land. And a lot of them are going back to natural ways of doing that. And as Mr. Keshe has shown, and we'll see later, the agricultural aspect of the plasma technology now has an advantage to move forward, because the petrochemical fertilizers, which fertilizers, almost all of the world's fertilizers, come from natural gas power plants. They scrub the exhaust gases from the natural gas power plants, and they use that for fertilizers. And it has a lot of things in it that are not good for humans. So this is actually, this war has brought about an immense opportunity for the plant kingdom, as you were mentioning, the plants, to reset the relationship to that, to all the archetypes of the plants, and perhaps make them, in a way, feel better, if that's possible, or at least have their energetic signature be more pure and clean. So there are some good things with war, perhaps.
Many times the bad is used to create the good. It's a game of the souls, or the energies. Actually, we don't quite see clearly yet. We just look at the physical part.
Okay, perhaps we can move on if there's no further comments. Our next part of the program is what's called the wishes. And we'll have a full minute of silence after each wish for the implementation and activation of the wish.
So we, the Universal Council, give from our souls to provide for the success of the goals of Keshe Foundation. This is our wish is our command.
We, the Universal Council, give from our souls for having world peace and justice all over this planet very soon. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give through our soul all the love, always to all souls in existence.
With the peace arriving rapidly, we, the Universal Council, elevate the souls for their intelligent participation in the prosperity.
We, the Universal Council, wish for the continued development and expansion of the new plasma city hidden behind the game of peace and enlightenment, allowing the freedom of the physicality and soul of humanity.
We, the Universal Council, give from our souls and invite all of humanity to elevate the soul of every leader in every nation to work as one soul in one direction to achieve peace as one nation, one planet, one race. Our wish is our command. We are present.
Okay, next we have the connection between souls. I think Shweta does this part.
Yes. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so, so much. Always. All the love. I love you, my soul. I live with you. I love with you and I adore you. So bring back for me what allows me to be perfect in the dimension of physicality. Dear one, dear soul, my soul. And you can see, you can experience what is what is this world going to be in your life, in your living, in your alignment with a peace you are of the peaceful body, cosmic body. We are one as one. So, as Marx says, peace, peace of the peaceful galactic body. We are. This is the oneness we are in as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace, dear beautiful souls. And this brings you so much in this universal love. And this love includes all that is love. Thank you for being here. And the soul communication will start. And I will say the soul communication in Hindi language, national language of India. And this is, and I request, dear beautiful soul, from the core of my heart and soul, that focus on your breathing as we are all the piece, a piece of the peaceful galactic body, cosmic body, and including Gaia, Mother. So uh, we can breathe. Focus only on breathing, breathing in, breathing out. This makes you present at the moment, makes you live, and the past and the future is done, kind of that, according to your desire, what you want to manifest. So in this elevation, all the universal souls, all souls are here with us. So I also want to say some few words from beautiful soul. Of course, I will say uh, so much beautiful words that we can before the soul communication, as we are always communicating each other. We are always in communication. The divine connection. The light doesn't arrive when everything makes sense. It arrives precisely when nothing does. We often walk through the heavy density of life, feeling profoundly isolated, navigating our individual journeys as if we are separate islands in dark, indifferent sea. We get caught up in the struggle of the material world, forgetting that our earthy experience is just a tiny fragment of a much larger, interconnected tapestry. But a profound shift occurs when we open ourselves up to the unseen. Awakening is the moment we reach past the veil to separation and establish a direct alignment with the cosmic consciousness. It is the realization that we are never why truly walking alone. Higher frequencies of guidance, light, and infinite wisdom are always extending to meet us. When we elevate our vibration, we clear the channel to receive the divine support that has been waiting for us all along. The heavy illusions of linear limitations begin to dissolve entirely when we touch this higher frequency. We start to recognize the cosmic spark within ourselves, aligning effortlessly with a stream of absolute peace and universal truth. We are no longer surviving in the dark. We are being infused with brilliant light, beautiful soul, a cosmic body we are. So stay in connection always. As when we say we are one, everything comes in motion in this universal love, in this universal unified field, and the manifestation of peace and enlightenment comes through it, coming through it. It is. So focus on your breathing, beautiful soul. This is the elevation we do for all. So I will say it in Bengali, and we will uh, uh, be silent for 1 minute. So I will say I'll start in Bengali. And of course, gratitude and all the love always for coming here, for being here always, for all souls in existence. This is our responsibility. This is our service. Thank you. আপনাদের সবাইকে হৃদয় দিয়ে অভিনন্দন জানাই। I'm saying it in Bengali. I don't know, but um, yes, সবাইকে হৃদয় দিয়ে অভিনন্দন জানাই, হৃদয় দিয়ে ভালোবাসা দিই, আর আর সবাইকে হৃদয় দিয়ে অনেক অনেক ভালোবাসা দিই। আর আপনাদের বলি, আপনারা সবাই যারা এখানে প্রস্তুত আছেন, তারা সবাই নিজের নিঃশ্বাসের উপর ধ্যান দেবেন। নিঃশ্বাস যাচ্ছে, শ্বাস যাচ্ছে, আবার শ্বাস আবার আসছে। এটা আমাদের জীবাত্মার মতন আহ প্রকৃতি বানায়। প্রকৃতি যেটা আমরা সত্যিকারের প্রকৃতি, একটা জীবাত্মা। এখন এখন এই সময় আজ তো আপনারা নিঃশ্বাস নিন, আর এই নিয়ে আমরা সবাই আত্মার উন্নয়ন করছি। পৃথিবীর প্রত্যেকটা প্রাণী, প্রত্যেকটা জীবাত্মার আমরা আত্মার উন্নয়ন করছি। আর এই নিয়ে সবাইকে আমি আবার শুভেচ্ছা জানাই। আর এই নিয়ে 1 মিনিটের জন্য আমরা একটা আহ আহ, একটা এলিভেশনের জন্য একটা শান্তি ভাব রাখছি কিছুক্ষণের জন্য। আর সেটা হচ্ছে 1 মিনিট। তো আপনারা সবাই এই 1 মিনিটের মধ্যে অনুভব করুন সবাইয়ের ভালোবাসা একসাথে। সবাইকে অশেষ ধন্যবাদ, অভিনন্দন হৃদয় দিয়ে আবার এখানে থাকার জন্য, প্রস্তুত থাকার জন্য, এই ভালোবাসাতে, এই সম্পূর্ণ ভালোবাসাতে, শান্তিতে, সম্পদাতে। শুক্রিয়া, ধন্যবাদ। Thank you for being here, my dear beautiful souls. Always gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for the core of my heart and soul. And we all say, I love you, my soul. And we are one soul of peace, dear beautiful soul. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you so, so much.
Mark, would you like to go ahead with this part?
Sure, I was attending to some flowers. Every day you're invited to join us and explore or open up this energy dimension. We, the Universal Council, invite the Keshe family and Universal Council family on the Earth and unifying at the soul level every day, every time at 9 PM CET or CEST. As he said, the key is giving, and so this is the time we join together, give from our souls, and invite all of humanity to elevate the soul of every leader in every nation to work as one soul, one direction to achieve peace, and as one nation, one planet, one race. And of course, this allows you to explore your energy dimension, which has been hidden from us, or we've ignored it purposely, or because we were ignorant to it. But now it's being opened up. We can use it. It's quite an effective tool, much more effective than working through the physicality. but it's for each one of us to open it up, explore it, and raise the collective awareness. Once we reach that tipping point, we'll see the manifestation. So we're all invited to join, make a beautiful bouquet on the energy dimension. And one of the beauties of this is, yes, you're finding out about your energy dimension, but nobody fails this test. We all have certain fields. You have fields I don't have, perhaps, or combinations of them, and vice versa. So the beautiful bouquet is giving to the soul of the world leaders. And again, it's up to them to pick it up and change a dimension within a dimension of physicality of these spokespeople or leaders. So our point is just to give, just like the sun. And if they pick it up, fine. If not, that's the game of the souls. But it's our position to shine and give fields of peace and love and enlightenment and so on. All the good things that will raise the soul up or enlighten the soul. And that's just part of the process. So you can do it not only at 9 p.m., you can do it at any time you want, and you can interact with any other entities you'd like to, whether they be fish, birds, or other mammals, perhaps. But this is the energy dimension that we're exploring, and we've all sort of had a deaf ear to it. So this helps to open it up. And of course, this is the way you live in that energy dimension, this idea of emotional sharing in a way, where there won't be anything written or spoken, but you'll have to sort of interpret on the energy level, perhaps. I don't know everything about it. As I like to say, I know very little, but I'm certainly willing to understand more. And this helps us to understand more about ourselves and the way the universe works in the energy dimension, rather than get trapped in the matter state, which comes following an energy creation or fields. So join us as often as you'd like. Physicality not involved in this process, so you can be working, cooking, or doing any other tasks in the physicality, and you can also be doing this process. We're sort of learning to multitask as well. So we thank you for your continued participation in this process.
Okay, thank you, Mark. And speaking of invitations, we have a short excerpt from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Mr. Keshe, and will be putting out the invitation to become part of the Universal Council. So let me share that now.
There's something which I should have made an announcement. As we are structuring and in a new development of the Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they served during the 60 years. They are there till 61. To run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally, and we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture, that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation, or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Rick. Thank you so much, Sriman Mehran ji. And I also add and joy to say it's a call now that you have, if somebody wants to join, any beautiful souls from anywhere of this planet want to join the Universal Council support and Universal Council membership. Please do join us. We are all universal souls, dear beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome to Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to the One Planet, One Nation, One Way. One Planet, One Way for justice and world peace. Welcome to the universal love, dear beautiful souls. Welcome to the service of humanity. Thank you so much. And also, we invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council to send us your question to be answered live each week or next of your needs of your community. And overall, I will say that everybody is upgrading. Everybody is upgrading every soul. So also the web page of Universal Council too. So I will say, as we are all knowledge seekers, dear beautiful souls. So we welcome each other to ask questions or to share something, to share experiences about Keshe Foundation or any beautiful experience, dear beautiful souls. You can have your say, your share, your love. You can express in all the Telegram groups of different languages of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. You are so much welcome to say anything. We have to teach each other. We have to listen to each other. And that will be always forever. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salam.
All right. Thank you, Shweta. Next, I have a video about the Keshe Cosmo agricultural development through the Keshe Cosmic Ray agriculture advancements that have been made. And yeah, I'll get up that video now. It's from
Rick, someone asked me yesterday if there was an individual file on this particular video. Is it on the new YouTube channel of the Keshe Foundation by any chance? If you're aware?
I'm not sure if it's up yet. We have some
okay
issues with things that we need to sort out first, so not sure if it's individually available yet. It'll probably will be on the Keshe Foundation main YouTube site, I would think. But sometimes they don't make these public and just use them within the workshop itself, which is actually the publication of it in a way. Yeah, I'll have to see from Mr. Keshe about that. Okay, I'll let me see here. Share that. Well, what a
I want
lovely
to
video.
yes, I want to say about the farmers in India and all the India, Bangladesh, the poor countries, especially um, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Actually, the experience in India I have that farmers from ages have been serviced with because of the polluted system, and of course no help from the so-called the government, or even the people, those who build temples in a swift way all over the place, one temple here, one temple here, but they don't help the farmers, to help the farmers to grow their crop properly. And when I was growing, I was a child, the crops were so fresh, like you can smell from distance the leaves of the coriander, the onion, the cauliflower. Now you cannot, and this is why also, because of this uh, use of pesticides and all, the soils have been deteriorated here, and the farmers are committed suicide, and still they are, the whole family, and this is the truth. I have no, I have to, I have difficult to say um, words for anything of this situation. And and this development of Keshe Foundation about the agriculture in China, this video brings hope, brings literally the manifestation of, like, in India we have a goddess with a plate, a full plate of all vegetables, all that the food, and we call her Annapurna, like that, a plate full of energy, beautiful energy. And this will help the farmers here to rejuvenate, regenerate everything what they have lost. So I will say the soil will be more abundant. The environment, to create an environment, as I have also experienced with the, when I, when we are making plasma, that time we are applying it everywhere. So I have also in my garden I applied that plus CO2 with ash, with wood ash, mixing them and spreading them with uh, with bottle gourd, with tomatoes, with a lady's finger. And here it is so natural that whenever the crop, whenever these food grows, the crop grows, like the vegetables grow, sorry, the vegetables, it is 100% they will be infested. So um, when I applied the ash and the plasma, it, like we have grown the plasma not in the way we see here, but still it works so much, like no infestation in the vegetables, and the tomatoes are more than I have expected. I have posted that also, so I can imagine. Well, I can't even imagine what is what about this development. It is so much unprecedented, well, unknown to us in a way, like how we will experience this purest of the vegetables, purest of the environment we lost thousands of years ago. So on behalf of the farmers, I salute and salam to the developers of Keshe Foundation, the agricultural developers of Keshe Foundation. Thank you so much. It will benefit thousands and thousands of farmers all around India, all around Bangladesh, all around. And as in Bangladesh, we have so much lack of land, and they can grow this, and in a separate way, as we can see. Even sometimes we don't need any soil for this. So this is so beautiful and amazing indeed, I will say. And I will use the word fortunate, fortunate, really. Mankind is fortunate, always. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Anybody wants to say anything? I mean, oh, welcome, welcome.
Oops, there we go. Yeah, I'll try to make sure that that this gets. I think there will be a new version come out this week, and we'll have it. We'll have a link for it next week, no doubt. All right.
Now we can see. Now, after so much love, Keshe Foundation has given care to the whole humanity. The manifestation is here. The literal manifestation of energy that is very needed now. That you know, the purest form, like beautiful indeed. Uh, Anybody from can open your mic, and if you want to say with joy anything, thank you. Welcome.
And not only benefit to the humans, but also to the vegetable kingdom. And
Yes.
now they're obviously happy plants that are flourishing quite well and living off of a lot less input than normal in terms of quantity, but the quality and the precision of the way that they're grown is amazing, actually.
Yes, of course. And maybe the quantity is not more, matter. The quality does matter. Of course, absolutely. Because, I used to use spices, well, I will say in a form that I used to take the dry chilies or dry turmeric and grind them in mixer and get the purest form of spices, and you can taste them. Even a pinch, you put it in your vegetables when you are cooking. You can smell. You can even the whole uh, vegetable you cook has this flavor of that one pinch of turmeric, one pinch of chili, red chili, one pinch of like any cumin. So here we can see that the one pinch is so beautiful. Thank you, thank you. As a housewife, I always do that. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Keshe has quite a vision because he's selecting the purest and best of the plant kingdom to be grown, and purifies the archetype in a way that has been contaminated by, well, a lot of it is basically the oil industry that has been making the fertilizers for decades. And we've gotten used to it, but that's affected our societies all around the world. And now this is going back to a more pure archetype, it seems, a more pure essence of the plant. And surely the plants are appreciative of that. And surely that passes on to the humans that ingest the plants. And that energy of essence, of pureness, will be passed on.
And is this a solution to some pollutions or runoffs from agriculture and so on?
The solution to pollution. That's
is not dilution, as they typically say.
Yes, of course. When the energies are pure, the interaction is pure. Like, when we eat this, an enlightenment already started with this agriculture about with plasma, the energy is upgraded in a way. So now, as Rick said, that it is when they are like the plants are also happy, giving. So in this way, when we elevate, when we go to space, we just have to understand these energies. Now we are experienced physically, but now we will understand more and more the purest form, more and more the purest form, the energy that is interacting in space. That even that is there is no not a coriander, but if you want to experience, you have that experience. Like we have this long way with the food, spices, and all. We know when we say turmeric, oh, it's we can understand how it smells, how it looks, how like that, and we can understand. Even now, we can experience the way it works in a way. So, so it is the start of this space way, the love of universal love, and in the space how we experience the purest form, and it has started with this um, plasma agriculture. Beautiful, and I wish that all the farmers from all over the world that has been helping humanity for food from decades and decades and decades will have this joy like the plant. And they will smile. Smile. As you said, Rick, they will smile and give. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Perhaps one more thing that we may want to consider is that as the plants and animals as well, where they're being addressed to, but in steps, they become healthy, free of pollutants. Their emotional state also improves. And that's a factor that we may want to consider as we explore our own emotional capacities. So in connecting with other life forms, it's good to connect with, the life forms which are in a unstressed, unpolluted environment. So this is part of the whole environment, because when the plants around us are happy, the environment is happy. Or if we are happy, the plants are happier too. We know about gardeners. Some gardeners, they take care of the plants with tenderness and care, all kinds of care. They talk to the plants, they sing to the plants. I've seen gardeners doing that, and they can tend to have what we call green thumb. It's not necessarily just the thumbs are green, a slight different shade of green, but it's that their emotional connection is much stronger than some of the other gardeners who are more, let's say, they don't have that level of connections. So this is something that by helping them, we help ourselves develop our capacities and our appreciation for them. So it's the movement towards peace, and let us be vigilant of all these movements that are happening around us towards peace. And of course, we're getting there. Thank you.
So beautifully you said, Moshfik. Really, this our emotional alignment comes so beautifully you said. Really, this is so true that even when we are in this condition, when we go out from the house, we see somebody begging, somebody died in an accident, or some pathetic things, as the matrix wants us to believe. When we see healthiness, when we see healthy plants, when we see healthy animals, when we see, like, you are satisfied, like the soul satisfaction. So all these plants, when we say this, this agriculture, the if the celery comes, if the potato comes, if the we will say, oh, only one portion is enough. No, 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 don't use this large portion. Only a pinch is enough. Only one potato is enough to give energy to all. So yes, this is yeah, emotional satisfaction, dear Moshri. Thank you. Thank
So I see a discussion about bringing farmers out of poverty is part of what we are to discuss right now. And
yes, yes.
we can see how this technology can help out. And as you were both speaking about the emotion of these farmers and uplifting their emotion, because they've been repressed basically for many years from this cycle of having to have certain fertilizers for their crops in order for the crops to grow, and certain pesticides and certain herbicides that all work together to create a successful crop in our modern agricultural world. But for the small farmer in China, for example, they actually have not enough money to buy all these things, and it puts them into poverty. And if they don't have a good crop for some reason, then they're in serious trouble, and they get depressed. And actually, suicide has a very high rate among the Chinese farmers. And of course, their favorite way of committing suicide is to drink pesticide. And this is just a shame. It's the hundreds of these, or perhaps thousands even, of these farmers are committing suicide because they're so poor and they can't carry on. It's just too much pressure. So you can see how, with the implementation and help of the plasma technology, that they could move into such a situation and be able to uplift their emotion and have hope for the future, and for their family to all cooperate and help in this enterprise and work through it. And I'm sure the word will pass quickly among the farmers that there's a new phase that they can, a new type of technology that they can engage in that's not harmful, basically, because all of the pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers are harmful in their own ways. So anyway, I hear some microphone action here, and there's several microphones open.
Okay,
Elias, pardon me?
I muted one. I think that I saw it. That was Ern.
We have Elias, Lisbeth, and Mehran. Maybe they all want to speak. Go ahead.
No, I think one of the reasons it's a gift for the farmers is they don't have to buy or go into debt at the beginning of the year, where they have to now, because of the GMO seeds, they have to buy the seeds. So there's a large purchase right there. They don't have the money because there was no profit from last year. So now they take a loan. And then with the herbicides and the pesticides, again, they have to take a loan to. It's not just farming. There's not too many jobs you get where you have to go into debt to get the job, in a way. So that's on the input end in the beginning. But then, of course, as he said, if the growing season is shortened and the farmer can get one extra harvest or more per year, this will bring them out of poverty. And of course, the emotion has got to be greatly affected of the farmer, because now he'll start off sort of in balance, in a way, with his own seeds or non-GMO seeds, and hand collect a percentage of those for the next growing season. So the seeds will be eliminated, and with this technology, the herbicides and pesticides are not needed.
Yes, my dear Mark, thank you. And we wish for that. Thank you so much, my dear.
All right, perhaps we can move on to the next part if there's no further comments. All right, well, we have the AI interpretation of the last 644th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. It's called The Universal Soul. And it'll be about 10 minutes. And again, this is from Ed's AI interpretation of the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
Welcome to this explainer of the KSW 644 teach-in. I am so glad you're hanging out with me today. We're going to explore some truly fascinating concepts today about how our energetic and physical selves interact with the whole universe. So let's dive right in with a massive question. What exactly feeds your soul when it leaves this planet? It's a huge thought, right? Framing our exploration around this question lets us look way beyond just our everyday physical reality and step right into our deeply ignored energetic side. We spend so much time obsessing over what feeds our bodies, but today we're going to look at the other half of that equation. Section 1, the architecture of the soul, the internal energetic world. Okay, so the crucial starting point here is defining the STM, the soul of the man. This is basically the pure energetic creator that lives right inside you. It's the highest point of your existence. And just like a growing kid, this energetic essence actually requires feeding to mature so that it can eventually find its time, its place, and its ultimate universal destination. On the flip side, we have the STP, or the soul of the physicality. This is your physical dimension. And what's really interesting here is this concept of inertia. Without the actual physical inertia provided by your body, there's literally no grounding or manifestation of your energetic soul. The physical feeds the energetic, giving it the earthly anchor it needs to even experience existence. They are in this constant, perfect symbiotic dance. And this whole concept scales up beautifully. I mean, human life feels incredibly fragile down here. We're so vulnerable to earthly disasters. But energetically, the source material frames us as vital, multiplying cells within the womb of our solar system. We aren't just isolated beings stuck on a floating rock. We're actively spreading and creating the actual cells needed for the soul of life in the broader universe. Section 2. Emotion and physical manifestation, the kinetic interaction. This brilliantly reframes emotion. It's not some abstract, untethered magic, but a literal kinetic interaction. Think about basic physics for a second. If you have a high point and a low point, you get a potential difference, like water dropping to create electricity. In your body, The high point is your STM, and the lower point is your STP. The resulting friction, that kinetic interaction between those two energy fields, that is exactly what we experience as human emotion. And we've all actually felt this physical energy interaction, even if we didn't realize it. You know when you have a super intense emotional moment and the hair on your arms just stands straight up? That is your physical body acting as a literal radar. You're physically capturing the fallout of the energetic fields of your STM and STP colliding right beneath the surface. But what happens when those energetic frequencies clash and the emotion isn't resolved? Well, according to the teaching, it solidifies. The source material outlines that this energetic fallout can literally manifest into physical conditions, things like high blood pressure or even cancer. It just shows how incredibly vulnerable we are to our own internal discord. True wellness literally means bringing the STM and the STP back into a harmonious frequency. Section 3. The elements of life: oxygen and hydrogen. This part absolutely blows my mind because it totally contrasts our elemental needs. We always think of oxygen as the ultimate life giver, right? But oxygen merely sustains your earthly physicality, your STP. Hydrogen, however, is what directly feeds your STM. Hydrogen acts as the direct energetic connection to the fields of the creator. So one feeds the physical container while the other continuously maintains the actual life of the soul. And that right there is exactly why we die without water. We aren't just getting physically thirsty. Water, H2O, literally contains both elements. We need it to split inside of us so the oxygen can nourish our physical dimension while the hydrogen simultaneously feeds our spiritual inertia. It is the ultimate symbiotic liquid, sustaining both halves of our architecture at the exact same time. Section 4. The ethos of Mitra, the foundation of creation. The ethos of Mitra: think good, speak good, act good. Sounds incredibly simple, almost like a bumper sticker, right? But the source material stresses that this is not just some quaint moral code or a polite suggestion. It is the literal foundational process of universal creation. It's the core behavioral architecture that keeps our energetic and physical halves perfectly aligned. Think of your personal conduct like the soft soil underneath the Leaning Tower of Pisa. If your conduct, your foundation, is corrupt or weak, nobody might see it right away. But eventually, the entire energetic structure of your reality shifts and starts leaning to the wrong side. Your actions literally shape the structural integrity of your entire existence in the universe. Section 5. The architecture of control: historical imprinting. So, looking back through history, conquerors absolutely understood that to control people, you have to control their foundation. The source outlines how institutions wiped out the original ethos, replacing it with their own narratives. They basically rewrote history to suit themselves, which caused a generational wrong imprinting on the human soul. When a soul is imprinted with the wrong copies of its own history, that decay just carries right down through the ages. And the really crucial point is this: by keeping you ignorant of your true energetic side, these institutions essentially rob you of your own essence. They project the idea of the creator as something completely outside of you, something you should be terrified of, when in reality, you are an active part of that creation. By making you fear yourself, they easily maintain an architecture of control over your soul. The source actually raises a surprisingly dark, kind of funny point about where this disconnect leads us today. As we face a shortage of traditional spiritual leaders, there are actual conversations happening about employing soulless robots as priests. I mean, think about that. What could a programmed machine possibly teach a human being about the creator? It perfectly highlights just how detached we've become from our own innate energetic essence. Section 6. The universal connection, the cosmic scale. When your soul does eventually depart its physical body, it doesn't just vanish into thin air. It carries a sequential energetic RNA. It starts by carrying the information of you, the man, then it uploads the planetary RNA of Earth, followed by the information of our solar system, and finally, it joins the massive energetic structure of the universe. It's this precise, totally traceable journey of universal identification. Because of this deep cosmic connection, harmful conduct is incredibly destructive. The source material likens committing crimes or acting against the natural ethos to literally building a Faraday cage around yourself. Even if you have plenty of food and oxygen in that cage, you are cutting off the energetic string of hydrogen to the creator. That isolation of the soul doesn't just make you soulless, it literally leads to total non-existence. But there is such a beautiful flip side to this. When we actually align with the true ethos of Mitra, doing good, thinking good, acting good, we tap directly into that universal hydrogen energy. We come to the profound realization that we are a vital, living cell in the universe. We realize that the Creator walks with us through literally every living thing. You never walk alone. So I'm going to leave you with this final, vital thought from our explainer today. Every action, every thought, every single interaction between your soul and your physical body absolutely matters. Will your actions build a dark cage of isolation, or will you embrace the universal architecture of your soul and step into the incredible cosmic connection you were built for?
All right, that was a lovely video. Seemed inspirational even for an AI. Very nice summary. What do people think? Does AI have a chance against Mr. Keshe?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Maybe the AI is
Mesmerizing.
applying.
Yeah.
Maybe the AI is applying for the priest job.
Yeah, well, I noticed that it never mentions Mr. Keshe. It talks about the source and the text and so on, because it's running off of a transcript basically. But it never seems to give accreditation to Mr. Keshe. But maybe as talking to him as the source, maybe that's closer to what the teaching really is coming from anyway. So if AI thinks it's coming from the source, perhaps it's on the right track after all. I would like to see it occasionally mention Mr. Keshe as the source. That would be kind of nice. But AI has its own slant on it in a way, as we all do. Each of us will hear the last or any of the workshops individually. Certain things will resonate and certain things will go right over our heads, and it'll be different for different folks. So I appreciate the AI summaries. That's surprising sometimes to me, because I think to myself, geez, I missed that point. And we had one instance where we thought AI was adding something in that wasn't in the text. And we reviewed the text, and it turns out it was added in, and we had just missed it. So Yeah, it can be useful sometimes to remind us of the truth of the teaching, I think.
I think it has a ways to grow in a way, as we all do. Ed was playing a video for us where the AI kept saying, Mr. Keshe, Mr. Keshe, Mr. Keshe. And I said, Ed, couldn't you, get it to say Mr. Keshe? And he said he used a program where he used his voice to interact with the AI and say, this is the way I'd like it pronounced. And the AI couldn't keep up with it. It still reverted back to its Mr. Keshe. So there's still some anomalies, but they'll be worked out. Minor point, but I thought it was, getting the name correct in a way, or the way Mr. Keshe pronounces his own name. Should be an easy task, but it found a little bit difficulty. So maybe referring to as the source instead of Mr. Keshe is appropriate, Rick, at this point.
Well, maybe it ends up that that's the true way that it's pronounced in the old the teachings or whatever. It's hard to say, but yeah, it has some teaching that the AI needs to still require in order to be optimal. That's for sure. But boy, is it learning fast.
Yes.
Okay, I put the link to that video in our chat here, chats. All right, well, let's move on here. Let's see what's next. We have the knowledge and understanding from the 644th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Now, this was supposed to be with Stefania. I'm not sure if her...
Can you hear me?
Oh, loudly and clearly. Go ahead, Stefania. That's great.
Yeah,
now.
I changed the device, but I know that this one is usually people cannot hear me clearly. So but if you can hear me clearly, good.
It's very clear, yes. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I don't know, something strange was happening with the microphone. Yes, it's very interesting actually to see how even the artificial intelligence, she got her understanding of the workshop, and is also, I hope also she will learn as us more and more about the space technology. And it's nice to compare. It's nice to see how she summarized, how other people summarize, so it's nice to bring all different understanding of the workshop, and we all integrate in one with the other. So I really enjoy. Thank you, Adia, was great. So I would like to tell you what I understood, what actually stood in my mind from the last workshop. The 644 again was another, for me, very deep workshop. I really liked how Mr. Keshe started to talk about the fact that we have to go more into to understand the process of the soul of the man and his position to the energy side. And I really liked when he said that we have to also, it will explain how the soul of the man the soul of physicality, it's feeding the soul of the man. And to the point that the soul of the man become mature. And I like when, for me, this was new way of talking, listen, Mr. Keshe explaining his knowledge, adding a different way to see his knowledge. For me, was really nice when he said that. So when the soul of physicality, so as we know, the soul of physicality, explaining many times before, are all the souls of the cell together, and they have like a central command that become the soul of the man. If you remember this train's little train, in this past workshop, he said like they're like cells that were in the wound of the mother, if you remember. They're scattered all over, and then once those cells they are going to order, then they have like a central control, and when they have this central control, that it's when the soul of the man is formed in the womb of the mother. I don't know if you remember this in the past workshop. He goes further now in this workshop, and he said the same is so has the whole cell of the body forming the soul of the man, when the central energy system. Then you have. I think there is a problem with the microphone today.
No, it's a problem
No,
with the
no.
microphone got opened and I closed it.
But you
Go
know,
ahead.
even my microphone was open and close. So anyway, so the whole soul of the old, so the soul of physicality. So as we said, also when the soul of physicality, we draw all the cells together forming the soul of the man. Then the soul of the man, all the soul of the man. So all of us, we have soul. All of us together, we forming the soul of physicality of the earth. And all planets together, the old planets together, they will form the soul of physicality of the solar system. And so on, like, and it is sorry, I made a mistake, sorry. So this soul of the planets, they form the soul of exactly the soul of physicality of the solar system, but the soul of the solar system will be the central energy system that is a star. So the all stars together, they will form like an energy central system, and the star will be the soul of the solar system, and like this you can go on and on until the galaxy, until the soul of the and until the universe, and then arrive to the creator. So Mr. Keshe really said the next cycle, that's why he always said that the soul of the man, we all are going to become stars. Obviously, in correlation to our conduct, have you heard about the artificial intelligence, that she said that we are us blocking, we blocking the fields of, we can block the fields of the creator through our conduct, and therefore then we can become a soul that will not go nowhere. We have no chance of find the physical dimension to be able to materialize. It's also interesting also how so he took now, so if you hear, he took from the soul of the man, then become the soul of physicality of the planet. But also it's nice how it does, he talk about the reverse, like also like sorry, you're going to talk also about the, sorry, before that you're going to talk about the RNA and the DNA. So as you hear also from the AI, and when we departure and when we leave our when we departure, actually, it didn't say when we leave our physicality behind. In our soul, we will have the RNA of the information of the man. And also, we're also going to have the RNA of the information of the Earth, the RNA of the information of the solar system, of the galaxy, of the universe, and so on, no? Until arriving to the RNA of the creator. So in us, in our RNA, there is all the RNAs of the all of the all existence of the all, from here to the creator. So you can see again the connection from us and the creator. So we got all the information inside us. This is very important information to know. I also like when you talk about inertia, and when you said about inertia, so here is going reverse, is going inertia. Actually, without inertia, we would not be able to manifest the gravitational fields of the Earth. But also said that without the solar physicality, we could not manifest the solar demand. So here we're going the other way. Like so we now understand what inertia is. We know that this interaction of the, for example, of the soul of the man and the soul of physicality, and whatever it's left over with the environment of the Earth, for example, we're creating the soul of physicality. But you also said that is actually from the inertia that we get in the gravitational fields, and the gravitational fields. This how I understand that. Maybe again, that's why you have to go and to listen to the workshop, because maybe you can understand pretty different of what I understand it. But from my understanding, the man, the physicality of the man are the gravitational fields of the Earth, and maybe the Earth is the gravitational fields of the solar system, and so on. Now, so it's really nice to see this correlation of how we are all connected. But you can listen much more in deep how Mr. Keshe took this in the 644, and it's very good insight to understand, like he said, more about ourselves, more where we come from, and where we're going to. So it's really beautiful, because it did make more sense, the fact that we all become a stars, we're seed of stars. I think Mushfaq, we're gonna go into to talk about, because Mr. Keshe going also talk about the importance of the, like you hear with the AI, of going in depth or explain again what is water, what is this function of the water, and also the oxygen, why we breathe in, why, going more in details on why the importance of the oxygen, the importance of the CO2, what actually the CO2 does, how the CO2, how actually with the CO2 we can feed also the soul of the man, and how the oxygen can help us to feed the soul of physicality. Mushfaq gonna go on this on the transmutation, so I'm not gonna go much into, because I know I've got limited time of explaining a little bit about 644. In the second part, as you can see, as you can see on the videos, Mr. Keshe really going to talk more about what's happening in the space city. For me, when I saw the videos that you just saw today about the agriculture department, because he said in the space city, this is just one of the things that there are happening at the moment there, and slowly they're going to show one by one the other department. So for me, I couldn't believe, it was really mind blowing. How big the center is, how much work must have gone into, how many people must be involved to do all that, because you can see Mr. Keshe doesn't compromise. He said, we don't compromise on anything. We researched every little things. We researched the environment, how the cosmic ray, as you know, in the space city, everything is done with the cosmic ray. So they're trying to study the environment inside with the cosmic ray. So what effect has on, for example, on fruit and vegetable, and also the side effect of the environment outside and inside, always with the cosmic ray and the plasma technology. So as you can see, the benefit of working with the cosmic ray in the way that Mr. Keshe does is, as you heard, was solve the needs of society. So to cover like Rick said before, we got a lot of poverty all over the world, and a lot of people are in desperation. They don't have, a lot of children don't have food. A lot of people go home hungry. Food is a big thing. So farmers can killing themselves because they are under the pressure of the economy or mass production. Of they don't have money for themselves. So one side of this work in the Space City is to solve the needs of the whole world, of the people, to stop them struggle and start to live in a normal life. Don't worry about the food, don't worry about shelter. So as you can see, as Rick said and all the others said, like Mushfaq and Sweta and Mark, but also we know that we're gonna also be looking for original seed, because now there is a chaos in the food industry. Even here in Italy, I saw a documentary, and these people are with a lot of integrity. They try to show how the food industry is so contaminated. Even the ingredients in the product are all manipulated and false, and there is so much knowledge on them. So there is everyone. You can see everyone wants it healthy, because now we understood the devastation also on contaminated food has on health. They produce cancer and all sorts of disease, from diabetes, from allergies. So we can see all this mess also in the wellness. People are getting sick eating this food. It's contaminated. There is this war created because of the fertilizer. So luckily now, because we don't have any more this fertilizer, people have to come up with different solutions. And in the Space City, also they're working with that. They found a new solution for to do without fertilizer. And you can see that with the plasma technology, cosmic ray, now we could produce much more. We can harvest much more. People are happy, the farmers are happy because they have more food. They're using fertilizers, they don't get sick. Actually, it was said that now the people want to work for the Space City because they get addictive to the good food and good things. I have to say, my personal experience was that when I went to China with the Congress of the Space Travel Congress, it was distribute rice made from knowledge seeker with plasma technology. I took it back home and I share it with friends and family. I eat a little bit for myself. And when I ate the one for myself, oh my God, I was amazing how energized I was after eating the rice that they made with guns. Was not even cosmic ray at the time, I assume. So it was just by a knowledge seeker learning the knowledge of the guns, and the rice was out of this world. I wish, I said to myself, if this rice gonna get on the shell, I'm just gonna buy this, because only just by eating that rice, I was really feel energized, full of energy. I could really feel the energy of the rice. It was amazing. So I'm certain that once this product will reach Europe, they will empty the shell will be empty. And I'm sure they're gonna go super well in China. And finally, we're gonna use that money to keep the Keshe Foundation more independent, to produce more, to research more. So it was really great. So spread the information about the product of the cosmic ray in agriculture. Spread as much as you can to now Chinese people, but I'm sure very soon we're gonna go to Europe. I'm saying it's gonna be contagious. Then the second part, we're gonna have more question. One question is the one I did. I didn't elaborate much on the question, so I have to. The way that Mr. Keshe replied me make me understand that I have to put more into the question. So the question, if they are more clear, they can be answered more clearly. But his answer was very, very good. Anyway, I cannot complain. And it makes me understand the importance again of the motion. As Mehran said in the first part, we can overpass all these through emotion. The emotion are really, really, really important, are actually number one for me at the moment in my research. Personal research. So he said it was very interesting he explained, for example, how we can get depleted like the toothpaste, depleting our body buying the ingredient that we are in the toothpaste, because we split out the ingredient and the body get depleted. Also, we can deplete it because, and he said actually in the reply of my question, that being depleted is not really a good term. We always the universe put us available. We have everything we need wherever we are, but it's us that we make blockages and we block the fields to get to reaching our soul, to feed our soul. So it makes example of when you are sharing a relationship that is not true love, that can deplete you like the toothpaste, because it's false. So because it's not real, you get depleted because you got expectation. Also, when you're expecting too much, when you are wants too much, when you're never content, when you're never happy with what you got, when you're always looking for more, when you're always looking for something, when you're not, all these things that actually depleting your soul. Because my question was how we can preserve the soul for longer. If you remember, we come a point where the soul of physicality get saturated, and then our soul departure is because we are never happy. We always complain. We always look at other. We base our happiness on what other people do with around us, or we always judging. So in there you can see the conduct. And then I don't remember anywhere else, but I took for quite a bit. So more than 10 minutes. So my time is over. So if anyone wants to add anything that you remember about the 644, please, you can open your microphone if you can. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. How beautifully you explained, said, and your as you shared your experience with the small amount of rice. Beautiful, beautiful. Gratitude from the core of my heart and soul. And of course, this, and we understand, as you said, the small amount of rice. And that was not even that cosmic, as I have also experienced that. But now we can understand how energy in the well, we can say smallest way is so packed with energy, and we can understand how it will be in the space city, in the space. So started with this beautiful food, the energy, beautiful purest energy, and humanity, all the conditions, the plants, the animals, every condition will get. Thank you so much, my dear.
All right, next I have news about the Keshe Foundation from the last 644th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. You see here, we're lined up. This is about 17 minutes. I'll start now.
Foundation agricultural products in the next few days, and already it's in the market in a bigger way. And the agricultural work, and most of the next 12 months will be adopted by many government officials as part of the work. It's all getting data, and we need a lot of funding. We are supporting as much as we can. We need millions. Now you see where we are. Now it's not a joke. And this has taken a lot of effort. And it's a lot of energy, thanks to our CEOs and all the management, the board of directors, and the scientists who are helping us relentlessly. And it's not just in, you have agriculture, you have the space, you have the water decontamination, you have the cash coin. These all have moved into this area. They're all working. It's not something we're going to do. The newest cash gas factory, which is getting set up, is a space level when it finishes. It's not the way it was when we were in initial set. Knowledge are flying in, advising what to do, getting a structure, testing, and the next step, the next products you will see very soon by September coming up. These things takes time, months, and it costs millions. These laboratories, these research centers are not free. We have not been given a single cent by any government or any organization outside knowledge seekers and their own support. We don't accept, because then they want to change our policy. They want to bring their way to stop. And when you see, we had some visitors today into the new space center, and they know what is coming in. Don't forget, with this comes free education. All the scientists who move in with us, their children get a totally free education at the highest level. And as I was talking to the head of the school, which is taking over this morning, Keshe Foundation technology is part of the curriculum. It's not off book. Very soon the education team will ask you to join in, to fly, come to China and set up the curriculum. All the things you've done in the past, the education group, the school groups, now what you did become harvested in Keshe Foundation, what we call Montessori style class. And we're preparing up to 3,000 students, which means you can see each family comes with 1 or 2 children from 18 months to 18 years. And most probably we can support with the university near into their university. It's all getting done, it takes time. We need at least another $25 million in the next 6 months. And then gradually we stand our own. It's licensing, furnishing, buying equipment. It's not, when I say we need to keep and say, oh, the guy says he can make gold, I make gold, it just vanishes everything we've done. They go for us, they destroy us. This time we're coming from bottom up, agriculture, food, wellness, space technology on the other end. We chose originally the euro because if you look at the Chinese yen, it's just one nation. If you look at the dollar, it's just one nation. Euro is around 20 nations currency. And it gives us the base for the valuation. But very soon, maybe next year, 2 years, we change the backing of the balance of parallel of the euro to another commodity, which is values the same. And this is well thought. It's just the opportunity has to come up. You'll find out the Keshe Foundation coins, especially Keshe Foundation coins, we are giving 1,000 coin to every person. The first batch, we are not going to what you call governments. We are not going to institutions. We directly give cash coins to students at universities around the world. These are the generation who understand it can work. So in next few weeks, when we start releasing the cash coins, if you're a student in university, get your university to get in touch. Every single one of you receives 1,000 coin. We need to back up. There is a lot of service and things need to be purchased and put up. It's not just the coin with the ONNs which are coming out. The ONNs, I was told, are ready to go in the next few days, in a couple of days, or a couple of weeks. Once they've done their test behind the back, but then what we do, students around the world, universities, get a standard level to spend money on their own. These are the young generation. They are vibrant. They understand what can be implanted. They can take it across the world they live. You are a student in university, from undergraduate to postgraduate to PhDs. You are a professor in the university. You work in the university. You are part of the education system of a university. You have a priority to receive cash coins and start spending it. You are limited. You are limited to 30 coins a year. You cannot cash more than we give it to you. Every year we release the next cycle, but 1,000 is allocated. We control it that you don't go out and suddenly spend everything. And it's good for you. We're protecting you. And then you understand that how a university chap in Africa has money to live. Doesn't need to move, doesn't need to cross the waters to die in the oceans, just because it's greener on the other side. And I estimate something like 1 billion coins will be distributed in the next 12 months for history students and universities. They bring the technology across the world. They force the government because they become a force on their own. They pay to university fees. University can spend it. They pay in their domes. They pay for the food. They push the economy to accept it because it's their currency, and has no government to restrict it. A man in the university in Africa will receive the same money to spend as a girl in New York, London, or Washington, or in Paris. The one in the South, you better get to know more because it's got more money. It doesn't spend that much. It costs $1,000 a year to be a student in South Africa, because $50,000 a year you have to borrow to live the rest of it. You better get yourself some partners in Sub-Sahara universities, but we already told them, be careful, don't be too generous, because what you save now becomes your future. And now you understand the next step of our plan. Once the woman releases this month, the Keshe Foundation coins will be distributed only at the university level to the universities, allowed to, and they become their investment. And then we go to newly born mothers and children. We don't disturb the other end. Students, newborn children, that they are brought up in the right way, and then we come up the ladder, see where we can, education, the schools. Every child in the school gets money in the States. I suffered with this a lot in Gambia. I suffered a lot with this in Gambia, and I made sure it won't happen. The headmaster used to come outside the hotel which I owned in Africa and say, Mr. Keshe, £12.50 was, if you pay me, I can take a student in. The parent used to come with a list of the students, their parents. Can you take 100? I said, give me 500 the students. And we used to pay £12.50 for a child to be educated. Now it doesn't need. He has 30,000 with him. He's a value asset. Doesn't need to sleep hungry. Now you know. I've been through it, I know it, and I found the solution to it, and it's the solution. The pensioner, we look at it later on. The governments are looking at the pensions. The one working, they have an income. Students, newly born, and the schools get a priority in the distribution. But it has to be, you have to get the support of the government. I already asked the Iranian government to support us in the list of the university students. And we'll spread. We'll go very fast because they bomb us in our physics labs. We eliminate them and we annihilate them through education to give more to be educated at the high level. Then it goes Philippines, then it sits South Africa, sits students in universities in African nations, South America. Northern Europe, most of the students get grants, they don't need it. I watched thousands of them yesterday bring a city center to a standstill, wanting more money because they've been boycotted. They're the future of the nation. And we sit and watch and we change. Those who are from some nation, poor nations, will directly interact in the next few months to make sure it's not a fiddle. There's a lot of fraud goes on with students who don't exist. We set up a system that monitors everything. University students are vibrant and they take the coin across the world in no time because they live off it. They need it. They get the shopkeeper to accept it. And if you go on the Keshe Foundation coin, you have individuals, you have companies and governments. They all have to register because they all receive their benefits. It's well thought. It will be executed.
Mr. Keshe, we had a question about regarding what Trump has done against Iran and that the USA would not benefit from Keshe technology. So are USA citizens allowed to purchase or interact with the Keshe coin?
Of course. The only nation we will not allow to interact with Keshe coin is the State of Israel and Belgium. Any other citizens can, and people who carry two passports, one from the other one, will find out we know how to annihilate it or make life hell for them. Don't cheat with us because we know how to handle it. Two states will not be. All the Palestinian students across the world will receive the Keshe coins immediately. All the Iranian students outside Iran who suffer, they receive coins immediately. All the students from Africa. We don't separate, but we monitor. We are not building another state, government control state. We just monitor that the things go the right way. And it just has to be. We've been very open about this, it's not something we hide. State of Israel, under no circumstances we allow a single cent to follow in, to be brought in, to anywhere to touch, because they use education to kill. Universities is a killing university. And same with the state of Belgium. All the research centers is where they kill the others to get access to technologies. I've been the victim, so I'm not talking because we don't know. And the rest of the world, education slowly, step by step, we release funds. We announce which countries, which students will become eligible for. The eligibility comes in our system. It's not that they are not eligible. It's what we can back up that it works correctly. That's the only pitfall. This and the problem at the moment is we're facing in past week is these AI hackers that we now we have to add an AI firewall to it before we send them out now, and that's another $500 cost, $530, $40. Each one will cost us extra to put a full good quality firewall on it. And it's the first time AI firewalls is available. And I said we are lucky if we would have sent the one on 2 or 3 months ago, we wouldn't have had this and they would have hacked everything. Now, even it's one of the initial ones, at least we have some protection. We have two choices between 200 and something or 5. I said, go for a 500. Let's see what we can. We have to protect the units. In the governmental structure, you have to get approval, finance for it, blah, blah. In Keshe Foundation, we put it, drop it on the table next, because we came to the next step. What we left on the table has to be gone. That's why when you see the Keshe Foundation Space Center and the what I call spin-offs, we are trying to set it up in a way that we can take up to 3,000 to 10,000 new spin-offs in the first 2 years. Now you can imagine the magnitude and the size of buildings which is under consideration. We expect up to 10,000 spin-off in the first 2 years, maximum. And this is part of it. Because we leave a lot of projects because this next step is where we want it to be. But if you develop that part, it can come to a lot of things. I have to be corrected. Apparently I've just been told that they produce some 20, 30 cosmic ray balls still left. Or they produce the batch I wasn't aware of. So if you want, it's not the last one thing about 20, and that'll be it. We don't produce any more of it. I think there is a few left, which I didn't know. So I'm wrong, I was wrong. And if you need it, that'll be it at the end of the process. Because we need whatever we produce for our systems. There's not much I can tell you about the cosmic ray, because you have to understand the principle behind the production, and you're not in there, you don't see it. But on the other hand, it's part of the intention which goes in it, which is beautiful. One day I explain that, but the cosmic ray balls are the black holes of universe, as I call it. And your intention is the key to open. You have to understand the rest of it.
Okay, that completes our excerpt from the 644th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. I think we can move into transmutation time. Moshfek, are you ready for that?
Yes, I am ready for that. I will also log in from my computer because I'm going to draw some things. So this is so I'm going to share the screen. Okay. I think I am in. So I'm going to now share the screen. Okay. Can you see it? Okay, it's coming.
Yes.
Okay. So this diagram, this is actually the 8. the two loops, which Mr. Keshe drew horizontally, but I'm drawing it vertically. So the top one is our soul of man's field interacting with the bottom one, which is the soul of physicality drawn in pink. Now, as we know, the soul of man is bigger when it arrives at the beginning, and the soul of physicality is much smaller in its presence, and it has a weaker field strength. So what happens is that this is the beginning when we come to this planet as children, and the soul of physicality gains energy as we grow up, and from the soul of man, as well as the environmental condition that we are exposed to. So slowly it grows in size. So I'm going to draw it up to the point where the size is equal in size about. And I'm going to position it on below that. So it's kind of like, looks like more like a balanced 8. So at some point in our life, somewhere in, young adulthood, these things are much more balanced. And the opposite is true when towards the old age, where the soul of man becomes smaller but stronger. Soul of physicality, being affected by the low strength field of the surrounding, becomes bigger and weaker. And to the point that there is a mismatch at the end, and the soul of man departs, leaving the physicality behind. Now, the emphasis that I have here is this balanced state. The balanced state is where both sides are cooperating in a balanced fashion. And this is the vibrant part of our life, when we are connected with the soul of man, the image of the creator, so to speak. And the physicality is also strong and not too much affected by the weaker fields of our physicality. We are not as attached to the worldly things. We notice this in some of the elderly people. They get attached to things, they collect things of the worldly nature, social customs and religious ideology becomes more ossified or frozen. So this kind of things we notice in us as well. Not everybody falls in the category, but most do. So coming back to this balanced state, how do we maintain this? It's the proper transfer of energy between the soul of man and soul of physicality. That's important. And that's, even if like there's some slight imbalance, one can come back to this balanced state. And this can be done by the cooperation of soul of physicality and the soul of man. Soul of man is stronger, so of course it carries stronger fields, so it's easier to do it if we get to know about soul of man. And the soul of physicality does not develop the attachment to the soul of the environmental condition or the planetary condition of the society and so forth, religion and so forth. So, and how does transmutation relate to the situation? Soul of man dictates, because of the soul of physicality not being too attached to the planetary condition, the soul of man has a lot more say to it, and it can actually transmute to the point that it maintains the so to speak, the youthful state. It's not necessarily physical usefulness as such, but the vibrant state of it, the energetic level in a way. But as we get to know how the soul can affect our physicality, we may even be able to change many of our physical attributes through the process by staying balanced, not getting attached to the planetary condition. And that too helps in due course as we learn to transmute, because our physicality is not too attached to the planetary condition, and it can be easily adjusted to be surrounded by the soul of man. So the condition, so in a way, I'll draw this situation, I'll just make a copy and then draw the condition on the side. So that what happens is, under this condition is this. No, I didn't copy it. Okay. So what happens is this. They merge, but merge in the sense that it goes inside, not necessarily at the center, but okay, didn't quite work, but I'll get there. So it is surrounded by the envelope of the soul of man instead of the physicality the way it is normally for us. Soul be sitting in the center of the true hemisphere, surrounded by our body. So this is the transmutation condition where the soul of physicality is completely enveloped by the soul of man. So having this balanced state from this balanced state to this state is much easier to do when the soul of physicality is not weakened and too attached to the weak fields of the planet, and the soul of man has enough connection, or if you can call it the love. We talked about the love part Shweta did early on. We always do about it. And so when there is a strong enough connection, we can create the envelope for transmutation. So it's a very important aspect to this balanced state. So having the balanced state, or as close to it as one can achieve, is a very important prerequisite to transmutation. Now, I'll bring, since Stefania and I were talking about it yesterday when we were preparing for this meeting, about water. How does water play? I will cover it a little bit and I'll go more into it later on, next time perhaps, is that if you look at the soul of physicality, it's immersed in pretty much water. And water, we can think of it as the physical manifestation of magnetic field. At the one end, we have the hydrogen. At the other side, we have the oxygen. Oxygen is the physicality which provides the gravitational field to hold the physicality together. Hydrogen is the connection to the creator. So it is both. It's a balanced material. It has, on one end, it's connected to the creator, and the other end, it's connected to the planet. So, most of what we have, chemically speaking, are oxides, which holds the physicality together. And the water And if you look at water, we have hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen is 16, hydrogen, we have 2 hydrogens. So if we subtract the 2, what do we get? 14, the cosmic ray field. So within the water, we have a lot of things going on. C14 separating oxygen and hydrogen. And that is why water can carry the fields that are present within us, within the soul of physicality. So we in our workshops, we hear all the time about think good, talk good, and do good. Thinking and talking good affects the water that soul of physicality is immersed in. So the water within us is the field of the water within us is very much affected by how we think. So being balanced also affects the water, our connection to the creator, and the balanced connection to our physicality. So you can think of this figure 8, and the top part is the pure field with the, connecting with the creator, and the bottom part is the physicality immersed in water. The bottom part is essentially a reflection of the top part in the water. Think of it as a pool. I'll draw it next time, and we'll go into a little more into it than that time. But so in a way, the emotion on the soul side, soul of man side, is a purer form of the emotion that's reflected in the soul of physicality. So once we get clued in, we can, and clean enough in our thoughts, in our talks, and in our actions, the 3 principle of connecting with nature, then we are in a position to have this balanced condition. And balanced condition is a prerequisite to the transmutation part we're in. So all of this, the reflected emotion that we experience, and the higher form of emotion that's between the soul of physicality and soul of man, they're not inaccessible, but they're accessible through our pure observation of the emotions between the soul of physicality and physicality. So there is a lot more going on here to understand or explore the emotions at the higher field strength. It's just sort of like a diluted shadow of what is happening with the soul of man. So we will go more into this reflection on how one can use this to further explore one's capacity to understand and feel the emotion that we all inherently capable of using. But we, first thing, we barely, before Keshe Foundation and similar teaching, there are others, just Keshe Foundation, where this is explored, that this is the existence of the soul and the interaction with the soul, the emotions. So the first thing, most people don't acknowledge the presence of soul, and most religious entities usually censor this. So once we come to terms with the fact that there is a soul and there is interaction with this soul, even when you're living on this planet, especially in this balanced state, then we can achieve a lot. And with that tantalizing statement that we can achieve a lot, we'll further explore it next time. Thank you very much. If anybody has any question about it, I'll be happy to answer today. And if it's too complicated, we'll go go into it further later on, but this is kind of like a part one of what I wanted to share. Thank you very much, and I'll conclude my presentation here. Thanks. Okay, go ahead. And somebody's talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is like, I hope it's not complicated for you. You
Say
usually
that
give
again.
me,
I didn't understand you very clearly.
you usually give me better answers. Conventional science tells us that water is a universal agent. Now, you mentioned imbalance field. And we know, also, you also mentioned that you take away the oxygen, then it becomes C14. And we understand that C14 kind of like an agent for creation and also destruction based on this universe. So can you explain to me at what point can you activate or bring about the behavior of C14 using water?
You know, I mean, at a very basic level, I'll talk about, you know, the experiments done by Emoto, you know, that wrote on top in a piece of paper, you know, I love you, I hate you, on top of a water bottle. And that changes the behavior of those statements change the behavior of the water. So this is an example. So our emotion changes what water can do. So we can make our water holy in a way by having positive creative thoughts, and destructive and negative thoughts makes our water polluted, and we have diseases. And it's very simple. If you want to maintain health, think, talk, and do good. Just like, you know, we talk in our workshop. So emotion dictates the behavior of the water. The C14 is the cosmic level connection that we can use to create pretty much everything. And
so that's good. So in a sense, when you take out the oxygen to become C14, I assume talking about the right fields, think, speak, and do good, means giving. And oxygen is much more gravitational. So in a sense, your thoughts can activate that C14 within water.
C14 is the field in between oxygen and hydrogen. That's what I'm talking about. Oxygen is what's, you know, it's kind of like the holding of, it's one end of the
gravitational,
system.
right?
Gravitation, the bottom end of the system, and hydrogen is the top end of the system.
Okay, so if I give up that code within myself, then I'll be releasing it, then the C14 goes towards the hydrogen. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anything else, or anybody else wants to comment?
Thank you. Thank you, my dear Moshe.
Maybe you can consider for the reactor group, how does the behavior of water act in a vacuum condition like the body of the man, as opposed to interacting in the matter state? Maybe you could address it or think about it.
I mean,
you don't have to do it
now. Briefly state that, you know, it's very simple. It's governed by the fields of soul of physicality and soul of man, because it's an isolated, enclosed environment. It's its own universe. So here, the universal condition within the body dictates how the water within behaves.
If I take a glass of tap water, does it look the same as within my structure?
Not at all. Yours can be holier, or the other way around too, depending on, you know, what you think or what you do.
That's what I'm working on.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
you, my
it's,
dear
it's,
master.
it's fairly simple, but at the same time, it's powerful, very powerful, and you can do a lot with all the things that we have just talked about. All right, Sweta, you have something to say?
Yeah, I want to thank you. Thank you so much, my dear master. So much love in you talking. And of course, as the whole world, the whole planet is with golden water. The Awan in Afghanistan, we say Pani, Jal, water, the cosmic rivers that flows within us too. And this time the Creator is in the canoe, navigating where we are. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear H2O. Indeed. Thank you for explaining. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm sure we can investigate that more in the Keshe Plasma Reactor group as well. So thank you, Moshfaq.
All right, I'll stop sharing my pictures and you can get back to your originals.
I think that brings us to our needs and wishes part of the program.
Yes, my dear Rick. Thank you. Thank you so much. The needs and wishes, my dear beautiful soul. Any question? I mean, any sharing? Any somebody wants to ask something? Or any comment before this, my dear Rick?
Let's see here, I don't see any particular questions. And we can again remind our attendees the microphones can be opened if you like. They are ready to go. If you do have a question or comment you'd like to make at this time. All right, I think we can move into our needs and wishes.
Universal love is working.
I'll remind folks we'll have 30 seconds of silence after each wish for the implementation of the wish.
So the beautiful wishes, dear beautiful soul. We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders and the population throughout the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equal. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for protection of those living with fear in natural disaster areas, and our soul wishes to, okay, this is the part, to have them
to help cover
all emotional and psychic. Oh no, this is the physical need.
Yes.
Need. Okay.
Very good, Moshfaq.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul collectively to protect all the world and Iran from all evil.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leaders involved in conflicts in Sudan and other areas only by greed with unconditional love and inner peace, so that they respect the lives of all populations because they are sovereign and free. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of the planet.
We, the Universal Council, give freely from our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East. Now, our wish is our command. We are present.
Well, that brings us to the last part of our program here.
Thank you. We are here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful souls. And again, welcome, welcome, welcome to Swagatam into the beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Welcome to the beautiful energy of all universal souls we are, all souls in existence, all that is love, all that is peace, all that is abundance. Come join. Let's go home, the plasma city. Thank you so much and salam, namaste, salute, the Universal Council. My dear Rick, we can move to the.
Oh, sorry, I had my microphone off here, talking away.
While you're talking.
Thank you, Shweta, and thanks to all the members
Thank you,
and
thank you.
support members of the Universal Council for presenting today's program and all of these One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace weekly programs. And we'll be back again next week, so far as we know, at the same place with the next workshop of that. Our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. That starts at 7 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, June 3rd. And we'll bring up topics of the plasma variety of any kind. If you have questions or things you'd like to present about your latest projects, that would be the place to do so. Again, starting at 7 a.m. Central European time. Okay. I guess that's it for today. Again, thank you everybody for attending today's program. And we will go out with our usual manner and try to keep Shweta dancing and clapping into the day, as well as others who would like to do so.
Dance, dance, and clap, clap, dear beautiful souls. The topic. Dance, dance, be in joy. Blessings, my dear beautiful souls.
All right. And thank you to Mark, my co-host here as well, for being here always. And bye for now, everyone. See you in the next public teaching workshop.